What is going on, people? It is me, JC, one of the best reacts on YouTube. So I decided to kind of further my knowledge on the beginning after the end. So I wanted to go to the webtoon and reread it. But then I started thinking to myself, why not just read the light novel alongside the webtoon to get both perspectives, see what everybody is talking about, see what the hype is about. And Static Void is probably the strongest and one of the weakest abilities Arthur has at the current moment. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay, guys, if you don't know what Static Void is, let's give you a quick little summary of what Static Void does. Static Void allows Arthur to temporarily stop space and time and move freely within a certain area, but he cannot, and I repeat, he cannot interact with people or objects within that space. That means he cannot touch them, he cannot grab them, he cannot do anything. But I hear what you're saying. Well, JC, hold on. When he fought Sebastian, he broke his leg while he was using Static Void. Well, yes, he did. But the difference between that time and any other time he used Static Void was that he brought Sebastian in that space so he was able to move. Now, what did this do? It allowed Arthur to talk to Sebastian. It allowed him to break his leg. But what it also did was consume a vast amount, basically double the amount of mana Arthur had to use to do that. So therefore, even though he broke Sebastian's leg, he passed out after that fight. So I'm asking you guys, what point would it be for Arthur to put someone in that space, especially if that person in later on in the series is as strong as Arthur is? He has to take that person out instantly, because if he doesn't, the backlash would just knock him out. And what good is a move or an ability if you're passed out and another person is still alive and able to kill you? Okay, guys, so I know what you're thinking. You said, JC, you just said that Static Void was OP and had some deficiencies, but you said it was overpowered. Here's where the light novel kind of comes into. Now, Arthur is a fighting genius. So if you remember the ability Thunderclap Impulse. Now, this ability is crazy. Let me just kind of break it down to you guys. So Thunderclap Impulse is an ability that quickens Arthur's reaction time and his speed tremendously. Now, the average person in this world can react to things at 0.3 seconds. That is the average person. A person who is trained can decrease that reaction time to 0.15 seconds. Now, Arthur with Thunderclap Impulse can decrease his time to 0.05 seconds. What that means is Arthur is 6 times faster in reaction time and reaction speed than the average person. Now, you couple that with Static Void, which means, oh yeah, let me explain this part. Arthur is able to turn off and on Static Void within milliseconds of itself. So he turn it off, and a few milliseconds turn it back on. There are 1,000 milliseconds. I'm hitting you with the math and the numbers right now in a second. So if Arthur can use Static Void for 5 seconds, there are 5,000 milliseconds he has to kill you. And you're like, whoa, well, JC, you said he can't touch anything. He could turn it off and on. So therefore, if Arthur dashes towards you using Thunderclap Impulse and he is turning on Static Void off and on within milliseconds, so therefore, to the person, it's going to look like he is teleporting, darting back and forth. Once he is close enough, he turns off Static Void, grabs his sword, slices, turns it back on. It is saving mana, but at the same time, he has to use Thunderclap Impulse to move at a certain speed. So therefore, it is still decreasing his mana at an alarming rate. So if it is a prolonged fight, using Static Void is just a detriment, to be honest with you. If he does not know what the other person can do, if he doesn't know the other person's ability, if he is not drastically stronger than the person he's fighting, Static Void is just more of a liability. He can't absorb ambient mana while using Static Void. That is another thing that Webtoon has left out. So Static Void also, the ambient mana that is all around the world, it freezes that also. So Arthur's not able to draw in mana while using Static Void. So therefore, his mana is just increasingly and constantly going down while using his abilities. He's using a lot of abilities to fight, but at the same time, if he does not kill his opponent, the drawback because of his mana loss is significant. Hopefully, guys, this kind of goes over Static Void and the strengths and weaknesses of it. And I will be back with more videos covering more things as I read more of the series. So I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace out, guys.